He respects the diversity across all cultures that make up this island, this program, and this team. He is a teacher. He's a professor of football. This football team is not broken. This football team is just getting started. Please welcome head coach of the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior Football Program, Todd Graham.
It's been a great joy. It's a great joy to be a teacher and be an educator. So I'm honored to be here, and I wanted to start off and talk a little bit to the people of Hawaii. This is your football team. I'm very humbled and very honored to be your coach. And one of the things I told our players today is that I will work hard to earn your trust, to earn your respect. And we'll be a program about winning championships. And winning will be defined by not only what we do on the football field, but what we do in the classroom, what we do in the community. And I want these young men that come through our program to be championship husbands of integrity, to be championship fathers, and to know what it is to live a championship life. And so that's something we talked about, what I call your best mentality. You'll get my best every day. That's something that I'll commit to this program. But the people of Hawaii, I'm so honored to be here. I'm so honored to be your coach. I can't wait. I'm excited that a lot of times when you go through transitions, you come into a place and you got to figure out how to win. And the next step here is to win the Mountain West Championship. So that's what I'm excited about. Tell you a little bit about our brand of football. We're going to attack. We're going to play the game with great speed and great physicality. We'll be the hardest working. We'll be the most disciplined, most physical, and best prepared team in the country. That's our focus every day, is to win every day and how we do things. Obviously doing that by being the givers of respect in everything that we do. I will expect our players to compete in the classroom with the same passion they compete on the field with, because I want to win that championship, and that's how you get it done. How you do anything is how you do everything. One of the things I want to commit is that I can tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a learner. I've got a lot to learn. Obviously, when you come into a new endeavor, that's important. But I can tell you this: I'm a person about relationships. I care. I was the first person in my family to get a chance to go to college and get an education, and football afforded me that opportunity. It changed my life. Coaches and teachers impacted my life. I wouldn't be standing here if not for them, and not for my mother and for my family. And that's who I represent. And so I will work hard every day to make a difference in young people's lives and to make a difference in this community. And our focus will be this community. And we start talking about recruiting and recruits. It's the University of Hawaii. And so we'll represent this state, and that's where our priority will be. And obviously I've got a lot to learn. But I'm ready, willing, and able, and I'm excited for that opportunity. I want to talk a little bit. I've talked to the players today. We had a great meeting. Man, I was, I told them I watched them last year physically dominate two Pac-12 teams. I was thoroughly impressed with, obviously, a bold champion. And I was very, very impressed this morning. I'm very, very thankful for the coaches that have come before me and the players that have come before me here. One of the things that's important to me in the way I grew up is to honor the past and honor the people who've been here and the great tradition of this program. And so I want our former players out there to know that this is your program, that I'll be reaching out to you. I'm hoping to be able to communicate with you guys via email as well as at home football games. One of my priorities is every game I meet with former players. The people that strap that helmet on, I have great respect for. And so I wanted to shout out to them and tell them how honored I am to be here. One of my mentors and great friend is a man by the name of Coach Dick Tomey. And great man. And I hope that I can impact this community in at least a little bit in the way that he did. Because he impacted me as a coach and had a big influence on me, and I know he's smiling down today. Our recruits, as soon as I'm done with this press conference, I'll be on the phone with you. And my whole deal is it's not about a sales pitch. People don't really care about what you say; they care about what you do. And so I'm looking forward to talking to them. Many of the young men that signed on early signing and that committed to our program, I'm going to be on planes and come to see you and come to see your parents. I wanted to reach out to the parents of our existing players. And I know transition is tough, but I don't take it lightly that your son's future is in my hands. And that influence and that responsibility, I want you to know that I'm committed to helping them be champions in life, and help their dreams are my dreams. As we move forward, I want you to know our focus as a football team are on a core set of values: character, smart, disciplined, tough, and we'll be a program about winning championships. How our style of play and how we're going to do it, we're going to air it out. Every place I've been, I've averaged almost 40 points a game as a head football coach. We'll have men that are great teachers, and we'll play an explosive, exciting brand of football. We'll attack in everything that we do and play the game with great speed and physicality. You know, one of the things I'll share with you is being out of the game. I can tell you that the last 24 months has been probably the greatest learning experience of my life. I believe the good Lord put me on this earth to impact young people and be a teacher. And I'm going to tell you, I will never take that for granted, because I can tell you I've missed it. Getting the players, I see a bunch of our players in here, and getting to visit with them today and to be able to lead and impact young people's lives is something that, man, is important to me. So that's one big thing. I think, in my life, my priorities are my faith. We're a very spiritual family. We are, family is what's important to me. The way I approach being an educator is very family-driven, family-centered. I've been here and visited here. It's one of and I can tell you, we're going to buy a house, I think, east of here, and it's our forever house, because I can tell you, my wife and I've got 5 college graduates. Probably should have mentioned that. Very proud of that. We've got one 17-year-old. That's fired up to be a part of it. But really, that to me, it was a great fit, in that the values that this state and this university is about, I believe that I fit. And I'm going to tell you this: I've learned, I've made mistakes in the past, and I've made. I thought I could win anywhere, and you have to fit a place. And so, if you ask me in one word to describe who I am, I'm all about relationship. And to me, when I think of Hawaii, I think of the experiences I've had here, the people that I know here, the kids that I've coached that have been from here. That's how I describe Hawaii. One of the things that I'll tell you is kind of interesting. A young man that played for me in 2010 that came here and played. When I took the job, your players are calling you and congratulating you. And he made a point. His name's Nelson Coleman, played middle linebacker for us, and was a great player. And he said, "Man, Coach," he said, "let me tell you now, those guys out there bring it." And we actually won that game. But, and I told the players, one of the things that really, the game of football, I love it because it emulates life. It's tough, it's hard, it's physical, right? And when I think of the attributes of what it is to play here and the style of football, one of the things that watching those games and watching them, it wasn't any fluke when they beat the Pac-12 teams this last year. I watched them out physical them. And so that's the thing that I know. I know that, we'll recruit the best and the brightest with the best character that fit our program right here from these islands first. And so, there's a competitiveness, that I think in this region that is unique. And so that's something I'm excited about. And our players will tell you now, I'm a passionate guy. And, what I love about this game is it is hard. It's difficult to win. I'm going to tell you, winning 10 football games is hard to do. What they accomplished is pretty amazing. And obviously, we got unfinished business, and that's to go win that championship. Well, my big thing, I'm an educator and a teacher. Everybody wants to go fast, right? We're going to be fast tempo, and we're going to play the game at a blistering pace. I think it's very difficult because for a defense to be able to operate in that kind of pressure. Obviously, you've seen the emergence of the spread offense, and just how difficult that is. So points have gone up, big time. And so, the key to doing that is that if you have young people and you have a set of values, and you sign young people, and you recruit young people, and you develop young people and coaches with character first. And then you recruit young people that are smart and you're organized. It produces something called discipline. And we're going to be able to operate faster and more efficient and more physical than the opponent because of our discipline. Does that make sense? So developing staff and developing players, to me, it is about education. It's about teaching. We integrate technology into teaching. What we're going to do offensively and defensively is going to be complex. One of the things I told the players is they're not learning a whole new terminology. You know, the success here, you know, you can research it, and the success here has already been designed. There's a design to be successful here. And I can tell you, I like it. Any offensive coordinator we have here is going to throw the ball 15 times deep down the field, because I like that, fans like that, and it scores touchdowns. So that's kind of how we're going to do it. Defensively, we're going to attack. We're going to be hard to prepare for in 3 days. And to do that, it's easy to sit up and say that, but it's hard to get done. And so, you know, developing them starts with, you develop their heart, then their mind, then the body follows. But we're going to teach, and we're going to train. And it's, you know, we talked this morning about winning championships. Everybody's fired up, but I'm going to tell you now, we're going to go to work, because no one's going to outwork us. And you know what I mean by that too is being smart by how we go about working. And there's lots of things that we can do. I'm excited about. I think there's lots of things we can do in development with our players, and we'll be very methodical in who we bring here and how we. You know, obviously, you know, that's something that's really important to me, and I've had the you know, privilege of developing assistant coaches that have gone on to be head football coaches, and selecting the right people for the right fit here. But those coaches will come in and adapt to our players. The players are not going to adapt to the coaches. Does that make sense? I mean, from a terminology standpoint, and then from a standpoint as far as training them physically. It's just, you know, it's every day training to operate faster and more efficient with the discipline that it takes to dominate. They've done some hard work. They've done some grinding here. They've developed and trained these guys pretty well, I think. And because you know, the brand, I think we have a physicality, a base of physicality. I think we got some guys that can run. I think we got some speed. Obviously, can't ever have enough speed. You know, that's, you know, that the art, you know, how you play the game is speed, explosive power, and I think the tempo is what defines who we are. Because our whole deal, we're not trying to trick anybody. We're trying to create a fifth quarter by the pace in which we go. And then when things get tough, then you find out what people are made of. And I like the base that we have here. We're going to be a 4 wide, spread no huddle, fast-paced offense. We're going to stretch the field vertically and horizontally. You know, obviously the run and shoot has been here for forever. I think it's worked pretty good. So, like I said, we'll have an offensive coordinator that believes in that. We'll have one philosophy here. And I've defined that today, and I've got great candidate pools. I've obviously got an idea of what I want to do. I'm not hiring all my buddies. I'm going to hire guys that fit here, and I'm going to be very. I'm a process guy. I'm not going to make emotional decisions, and I'm going to take my time to make sure that we get it right. And so, but we'd like to get that done yesterday. But we'll move as quickly as need be. But I anticipate the next few weeks, you know, making great progress in that. But like I said, I think it's one of the things I've learned in transitions is that in transitions, we just won 10 football games. So why would you come and completely change what you're doing? Why wouldn't you take and look at that film and the things that we did great, let's build upon it. You know, we're going to run 4 verticals. They ran 4 verticals last year. Whatever they called it last year, that's what we're going to call it. And so lots of times with coaches, and I guess that's my educational background, is that I'm just not willing to do that. We're not changing terminology. There's going to be obviously some new things, but we're going to build upon the things that we've done, right? Because what I want to be doing is winning a Mountain West championship next year. Well, it's just one handshake at a time. With our fans, with our fan base, one of the things I love about football is, man, when you win, everybody loves you. And so if you lose, you know, they're not going to like it. So that's just the way I love that about football, the purity of that. High school coaches. I consider myself a high school football coach. In 2000, I was the head football coach at Allen High School. I grew up, and my goal in life was to be a high school football coach and give back. You know, I didn't have a dad, and so coaches, my 7th grade coach was my dad. And so getting to know them, and when they know that you're pouring into their players, and they know that you're making a difference. What I cared about when I was a high school football player, I cared, the college coaches came in there, I expected them to take care of my players. And when you're talking about a young man's future, their education, their development, it's a big deal. And so it's not something that you come in and immediately happens. You get out one handshake at a time, and you earn their trust and you earn their respect. And you do that by taking care of their young people and helping them reach their dreams.
That's it. Thanks everybody for coming.
All right, go Bows.